Hey guys, how you doing? It's Brad with ATRE Podcast.com, all things real estate. I am really excited about today's show. Got an old friend on here, an incredible guy. He is not only the teacher and the owner of the Real Estate Academy. We call him the Realty Professor or the Realtor Professor. He's going to give us the correct name because I know I just messed that one up. But he's also an incredible real estate agent. So Armando, Oliva, welcome. It's great to have you here. How are you?
Thanks, Brad. Good to see you as always.
Good to see you. Armando and I, we go way back from Pinnacle here, and we were talking about challenges that agents are having, especially newer agents. Armando has, put thousands and thousands of agents through real estate school. He's usually, when you decide to get into real estate, Armando is the very first person you see. He is your first touch. So he will help guide agents through their careers. Oftentimes they will come back to him for advice. So really excited to have Armando here, and let's kick this off. Armando, so I'm on a website called Real Estate Mastermind, and a lot of these agents will ask questions, and there's no bad questions. So there's some questions that I often see that I feel like agents don't really have a lot of guidance. So what I wanted to do is take a few of them off, and let's talk, you and I, about these questions. So the first one that I wrote down is how should a buyer write an offer in today's market? What should a buyer really do to be prepared and help them stick out, Armando?
I think that's kind of like our basic 101. Just make sure they have everything that the listing agent's going to ask for without you having to go digging for it. Do they have their proof of funds? And not a photo of their phone, an actual big boy bank statement. Everyone's got a Chase, a B of A, Wells Fargo. You can download the PDF statement and then circle with your pen the balance. So number one, have your stuff in order. Don't sending a screenshot. Right. Look at professional as possible. Make sure they're ready to respond. You manage expectations from the beginning. If you haven't already, after this year, coach your buyer that, listen, we got to respond quick, fast, and aggressively. If they're going to think about it, if God means it to happen, no, we're not. God's busy right now. If you want it to happen,
God's helping a lot of people. What makes you the one he's going to pick? So I believe also, Armando, and you've got to set yourself up for success. So what I would say to a new agent is, even in this market where we have a highly competitive market, I have picked several new agents, and just by talking to them, I'll pick them over more seasoned agents if they do a couple of things. One of the most important is not waste my time, just like you said. So they call me and they say, hey, Brad, listen, my name is, I'll pull a name. My name's Sophia. I'm a new agent. I haven't done a lot of deals, but I'll tell you what, I work really hard. The ones I have done, I've done well. I don't believe in wasting time. And I just wanted to introduce myself. Boom, that's it. Then do exactly what you said, Armando. Get a clean offer. Make sure all the boxes are checked correctly. T's are crossed, I's are dotted. Make sure that they ask for the right escrow, the right title. They're not a pain in the butt. They're not bugging you. And that'll really, in my eyes, that usually puts them ahead with me. What about you, Armando?
No, I think that's critical. One of the things I teach in my class is it's all about the personal relationships, but not just with your client, with your fellow agent.
That's right. I can't
tell you how much it's valuable for the other agent to like you.
That's
there's some agents that send offers in the middle of the night. I don't even know who they are, never heard of them. And then I have other agents that say, hey, Amando, how are you? I was in your class 2 years ago. Or, hey, I work at your office. How are you? That goes such a long way to just know who's on the other end of the offer and that they're a closer. I know if you send me an offer, Brad, you're not wasting time. I know that person's going to close.
I know that with you.
The number, we're going to get the deal done. So just start with a good comment, and don't call and ask stupid questions.
Right.
Oh, is it still available? Right. I wouldn't waste your time. It's on MLS. It's active. It's available.
My client, what I love is they go, well, my client doesn't want to be involved with multiple offers.
Okay, then sit around until next year.
Just by saying that, And if we're in multiple offers and your client changes his mind and now they want to be in it, I don't want to sell it to them because I'm thinking they're going to back out or be a problem, right? It's like, sometimes you as a buyer's agent can say too much, but Armando, you touched on something when you said, build a relationship and call and talk. How many people I don't remember that call me, but they call me and they go, Brad, how are you, buddy? It's been a long time. I hope you're doing well. Automatically, I get a great feeling from them.
Sure.
I may not remember them, but I will next time because they're telling me their name again. They're telling me who they are. And I'm enjoying the conversation because I feel like it's my fault for not remembering them. So I'm giving them that extra attention. So it's all about building the relationship and smiling through the phone. When you smile through the phone, people want to talk to you. They feel like they're going to learn something more. Armando, let me ask you also. So some agents have put questions in saying that they're tired and they need a day off. And how do we feel about taking a specific day off? Like I will not work Sundays. What do you say to that? If that's what they say?
I say, what are you so busy doing? The average realtor, according to National Association of Realtors, sells 4 to 6 homes a year. Yeah. What are you doing with the other 300 days?
That's right.
So no, you're not that busy. And if you're so busy and exhausted with your 10 deals a year, you're so inefficient. You need to figure out how to get more efficient. But if I have buyers and sellers on a Sunday, I'll work on Sunday. I'll go to church at 5 p.m. instead of 7 a.m.
That's right.
If I got clients on Saturday, I'll do Shabbat Shalom a little later. Yeah. So
and that's a great point. And that's something they asked was about church and about temple. And Armando, the other thing that I say to that is this. If you need a day off, take a day off. You don't need to announce to the world that it's your day off. I can't tell you the amount of times I've taken a day off, but no one has ever known it. Or I've been on vacation and no one knows it because I'll answer my phone. I'll talk to them. I'll answer the questions they need. And then I'll go back to doing what I'm doing. But the agents, in my opinion, that put on their answer machines, I know it's Sunday and I need a day off, just like God had a day off, or just like so-and-so. When I go up against those agents on a listing presentation, and they'll say, I want, Armando Oliva, I think I'm going to pick him. And I go, oh, Armando's a great guy. Just don't call him on a Sunday. He doesn't work Sundays. And they'll go, what? And I'll go, oh yeah, look, I'm always available for you. And it'll make it sound, right, Armando? You make it sound like you never take a day off. You don't want people.
Well, I would point to what I said earlier. If you're so busy,
right,
you're either making millions and keep milking it until you have enough capital to be able to invest and not do real estate as on a retail level, or you're incredibly inefficient. And I find when I'm talking to agents, their inefficiency comes from themselves.
Yes.
For instance, I'll get people that go, oh, I got to drive to open up for the termite guy. Why didn't you leave a combo box there? Right. Why didn't you leave a combo box there? Oh, my key's not working in the Supra. Why didn't you leave a Supra and a combo box?
Yeah. Combo boxes for vendors or for yourself or for an agent you need to help.
Yeah, I find people that are overworked in our business are just inefficient.
Well, yeah, they don't work. They're not working smart.
If you have actual clients, then you're killing it. Milk it until it stops, because it will stop.
Work smart, right? You don't have to work harder, work smarter. Armando, you know what? Another agent was asking, and I think you and I probably feel the same about this, is they said that they have a client that is approved for one price, yet that client would like to see properties for a much higher value. How would you say yes or no to that client?
I show it to them, because I found in my business that when we stroke the emotional fire, they find a way. Now their mother-in-law is willing to pay because they'll be closer. Yeah. Now they're all of a sudden the wife has an inheritance she hasn't told them about. Now all of a sudden, well, they're getting a bonus. And when you get that emotional desire into people, they find a way. They'll sell their liver for to come up with the money. So I find no problem when you're at that $1.2 million plus. When you're at entry level, they obviously can't go higher. They're on fixed wages.
If it's a $300,000 house, they're not going to be able to go to 500.
Yeah, but if the guy says, I don't want to spend more than $1.2 million. Guess what? He can come up with another $100,000. I know he can.
And I think you got to look at what the conventional loans are compared to jumbo, and you'll be able to figure out whether or not they they can do it as well. But what I would do is always show them like one house in that really the best one that they wanted to see. And then I would say to them, when they talk about how much they love it, I would say, so let me ask you a question. If I was to tell you right now, you could get this house, what would you do? How would you get that extra money? Do you have a plan, or are we really just looking? And just like you always say, Armando, ask questions. If someone is at the store and they find out you're in real estate and they say to you, hey, how's the market? Well, Armando always says, why? You interested in buying? Why? You interested in selling? Right? That's always been your key phrase. Why? Ask the question. Why?
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to add another thing, because I do hear that a lot, people looking a little bit outside what you think their price point is. And like I say this in class too, the number one reason people buy homes is because they're kids. They're all Braveheart. My children, my children. They all think little Johnny's going to go to Harvard, even though he's going to go to community college, but they don't know that yet when he's 5. So they're buying that real estate for this powerful emotional thing about their family. And when that's involved, all of a sudden the grandparents, well, if you're closer to us, we'll kick in, all of a sudden using the 401k money. So I find when you bring in my children and they get emotionally attached to the house, very often they find a way. It's
true. And it's a good thing to do. And
I can't wait to have kids so I can do that.
Yeah. And see, and asking those questions in general are really good to find out where the true source and why someone's trying to do something. So there's another question is, if you're a listing agent and you have multiple offers and you get the winning bid, when you tell all the other agents that they didn't win, do you tell them or disclose to them how much it sold for and what the terms were?
No, because if we fall out, I'm disadvantaging the seller. So
good job. I said the same thing.
I just blast an email to all of them. Hey, thanks so much for your hard work. We went with another offer. I'll keep you posted if it falls out. And I blast everyone the same email.
I agree. And even when, Armando, my seller might say, oh, you could just tell everyone, I always try to sit the seller down and say, why do you feel like that? And I explain exactly what you said. Look, by doing that, we're at a disadvantage. What if I can get you $5,000, $10,000 or $15,000 more from someone who was so upset that they missed out on your house? And they go,
I think we all had this last year. If it did happen to fall out, you sold it for more a month later.
That's 100% correct.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's great. Amando, what other advice, being that you teach agents, and I know that you get really green questions, what other advice could you give someone? What advice could you give an agent who says, hey, because I know when they're taking your class, you say, what brings you here? Why do you want to be a real estate agent? And they say, Armando, well, coronavirus hit and I was at home and I watched a lot of HGTV and I've always liked looking at homes. And I think I'd be a great agent because I like to look at homes. What do you say?
Well, that's definitely a component, but if that's the only reason you want to be a realtor, it may be a tough road. Two things I want to make sure to mention. Number one, and I'd like to give credit to this real estate coach, but I don't remember his name. And he's the one who kind of taught me this. When people ask you, how's
Brad Roth, real estate coach.
I'll give it credit to you. So when people ask, how's the market? Is it a good time to buy? Is it a good time to sell? I always try to make it an open-end response. So I say, well, it depends.
Right.
We go, on what? On you. What's your situation?
What's your strategy?
Oh, we're renting right now. Well, how much is that? $5,000 a month. So you're blowing $60,000 a year no matter what. Yeah, you should buy. If I respond back, well, what's your situation? They go, oh, we own our house cash. Great, then sit there and enjoy your money. What do you need to buy something for?
Rent it out. And if you want to buy something, rent it out, take the extra money from your passive income and you can buy something, but accumulate.
Well, I was fine. You don't even have to sell and if you tell them, no, you don't need to buy anything. They're like, well, we've been like, you don't need any motive. They all want to buy.
They'll tell you more.
But right? by just practicing, especially newer agents, a consultative sell. Right. Where you get them to have a conversation. How's the market? It depends. Where do you live? Oh, I live in West Hills. How long you been there? 15 years. Just by having that conversation, they have a ton of equity because the market was down 15 years ago. And we know the number one reason people buy, my children. So little Johnny is now hopefully out of the house. So that's not an issue.
Armando, are you like speaking my situation or what?
So practice practice real estate talk. sound smart when you talk.
That's
Don't be the car salesman. Is it a good time to buy? It's always not good. It depends. What's your situation? Have a real conversation with them.
And like Armando just said, practice real estate talk. So if you want, I did do a podcast on real estate terms and definitions, things you need to know that real estate agents say, so you understand the lingo and how to think. So go back, and I think it was in season 1, and listen to that as well. And,
Yeah, that's a great tip. They should
yeah,
listen to your videos and get more
videos and
fluid
podcasts
in
both.
speaking real estate.
It's so important. It's so important. And, Armando, I really love the fact that you touched on what is your situation. So I always say, what's your strategy? Why do you want to sell? And let me look at it. And if I look at it and I see that they've made really good financial, decisions through the years, and I say, well, look, you are telling me that if you sell now, that you want to sell and then you want to buy a new house, but whenever you buy in the next year and a half, you want to move again. I really don't think that that's the greatest situation, because we are in a high market now, and in a year and a half, we probably won't be. We've been at a high mark for a long time. So I would give a different, everyone has a different recipe. There's a different recipe of success. But I find that my clients, at least, will appreciate the fact that I'm trying to break down exactly what they need to help them. And when you can put your clients before your commission, they're going to know it, they're going to feel it, and they're going to feel loved.
Well, I also find that most of my clients are pretty smart, so I don't, what do you want to do? You want to sell? Let's do it. You want to buy? Let's buy. I'm not here to be your daddy. So if you want to buy, here's how we're going to do it. Here's what I think you can get. If you want to sell, this idea, I always laugh when I see these realtors that say, making your dreams come true. Honestly, my clients own a lot of homes. They bought many homes. You're not making their dream come true necessarily. You're buying them another house, and they've already had 2 houses, and they need to be in a school district. So I would maybe not be in this like fairy tale, making dreams come true. I'd say, hey, help my clients do what they want to do. That's what I do.
Yeah.
I get the job done, whatever their orders are.
I think that's a great point, and it really works well for you. But one thing I learned with coaching, and I'm sure you've seen with people that you've trained, sometimes you'll be coaching someone and you'll think, God, I don't know how this person is going to make it. And then they do. And you go, wait a second. It's a great reminder that whether their slogan's their dreams come true, or call Brad, you'll be glad.
Doesn't that sound cheesy though? Doesn't that sound so even just coming out of your mouth?
But the cheesy is,
come true. I feel that so.
I know, but see, here's what I think. I look at it and I go, some people are attracted to that, and they want that, and they need that. And the good thing is they'll gravitate towards those people. So I've kind of learned, and it's taken me a while, that everyone's kind of different, and everyone's gonna have a different level of success. And yeah, like my call Brad, you'll be glad. It was awesome for 15 years. And then what
was your slogan?
Call Brad, you'll be glad.
Okay.
And let me tell you, I had commercials that were running all over, and I made a fortune everywhere I went. It was call Brad, you'll be glad. I still use it every so often. However, I've learned that as I got a little bit more seasoned, that I didn't need it as much, and that I just fall back on call Brad. I'm here. How you doing? Let's figure out what's right for you. So I say whatever a new agent can do to help them feel more confident, to make them more endearing to someone, great. But the real proof, Armando, in my book, is the proof is in their service. How are they treating their clients? How do they get along with their clients? Are they there and putting their clients ahead of their commission? It's great. We deserve to make a living. Okay. We need to build value in what we do. We don't need to work for free. Absolutely. But there's no reason why our clients can't be appreciative and pay us.
Absolutely.
What else have you seen, Armando? What other things?
Well, if you'll indulge me,
I would love it.
I have this thing where when new agents go, what should I do? I go, well, why don't you do at least the minimum that my 11-year-old niece does, right? My 11-year-old niece runs a better business than you. And let me show you how. Number one, she wears a uniform, right? Her little Brownie Scout uniform with a name badge. So everywhere she goes, she looks like what she does. Right. Do you look like a real estate professional when you go, or are you, the one who's digging through their gym bag for a business card?
That's right.
That's number one. So look like it is what you do, whatever it is that you think that is. Number two, go where the customers are, right? My little niece goes to the grocery store. She goes to the shopping mall. She goes where the customers are. Are you where your network is? Are you there where your friends, family, and neighbors can talk to you and get into real estate conversations?
That's right.
Number three, she knows her inventory. Hey, I got 10 Thin Mints. I got 4 this. I got 5
I
that.
love her.
I can't tell you how many agents I go, what's your market? They're like, Simi Valley. I go, well, what's the least expensive home?
I
I'll
don't
have to
know.
look that up. What's the last sale? Then you don't know your inventory. At least my little niece knows how many boxes she has in her garage until she unloads it. Number four, she asks for the business. Uncle Mondo, how many boxes can I put you down for? So she asked for the business, and then she asked for a referral. Number five said, hey, Mondo, Uncle Mondo, any of your friends want cookies too? So can you do
She's going to be a hell of a salesman.
that my 11-year-old niece does?
Great
Look
job.
like it is what you do. Go to where the customer is.
Yeah.
Can you know your inventory?
Yeah.
Can you ask for the business? And can you deliver? And then she comes back and says, here you go, Uncle Mondo, your cookies are in.
Yeah.
I'll see you next year. You know, if you could just do that, but I'm always shocked when grown people that get this real estate license, I'm like, do you know your inventory? No. Do you look like a realtor? No. Do you ask for business? I'm waiting. For what?
Armando, talking about speaking of a realtor, I want to show you something. Let me grab it. So I was going through my office the other day and I found this. You are going to get a kick out of this. So guys, I started in real estate in 1997, 98. And I used to tell people all the time, I used to buy my clothes because I wanted to look like a realtor. I would go to a thrift store and I didn't have any money, but I didn't let it stop me. And I bought suits for $3 and I used to slick my hair back. Okay. I was 27 years old. I found my first notepad.
That's great.
But that was a $3.
Send that out now.
Yeah.
You should do that now. I think we would get a kick out of it.
So it's really great though. But it reminds me all the time of where I started. So exactly what you said. And also to Armando's credit, when he talks about know where your clients are. Guys, I go out and I drive down the street and every house I see is a potential client. And you know what I see? I see dollar signs flying over those homes, dollar signs. And I just want to shoot them down. Bing, 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 bing. You're at home playing, your computers all day and your TV or whatever the video games are today. Treat the business like it's a video game, a real life game, and walk down the street and introduce yourself and talk to people. Everybody's a client. If they own a house, maybe they're going to sell and buy another one. If they don't own a house, they're going to buy a house. Figure out a way to counsel them. You don't have a lot of business right now. So say, well, why aren't you buying? Well, my credit. Well, let's take a look at your credit. I can actually show you how to repair your credit. Here's what you need to do. And they will be loyal to you and they will appreciate it as long as you are building a relationship, and communicating with them. Build a relationship and communicate. Two of the most important things you can do.
And I wanted to give one last tangible tip.
Yes.
Good old fashioned postcards.
Yes.
We just had our awards earlier, Brad, and
postcards.
And I would say everyone there who was in the 5% or better, they send out postcards still with all the social media. So here's my tangible tactic tip for you. Number one, develop a print-ready PDF postcard on Fiverr. Pay $5 to some kid in a foreign country, and he'll create your postcard for you. Yeah. Then find a local printer. Get your postcards printed and then find a direct mail house that'll charge you pennies to sort and then have their bulk mail rate.
And to add to that, Armando,
some kind of schedule where you're going to do that every month.
But if you can't afford to mail them out,
Uber for 3
walk
hours
around or walk around. Yeah. Uber over there, walk the whole neighborhood and drop them on the doorstep. But what we're trying to say is there's always a way. And Armando's right. There's always a way. Armando, let me ask you a question. If somebody wants to get into real estate, they're not in real estate right now, and they're anywhere in California or anywhere in the United States, but they maybe want to sell in California, could you help them out?
Absolutely. I'm covering my website, therealtyacademy.com. Okay. And we do online Zooming. I'm live. We ask questions, we lecture. And really, we hold your hand from the beginning to you getting that license. Then we hopefully turn you over to someone like Brad so they can teach you the business. My job is to get you that license, and I promise you I will get you that license.
He will.
I want you to make money. So then I'll hand you over to someone like Brad. Now, hopefully you're lucky enough to have someone like Brad to then monetize that license. And that's really the 1-2 punch.
Armando, let me ask you. So I have guys, if you go to ATREpodcast.com, you'll find my website, and it has my coaching website on it. And I have offered anyone who goes there, if you scroll to the very bottom, you will see my coaching rates, but next to it, you get one free coaching session. You can get one free coaching session with me where you can ask me whatever you want. We'll do it over Zoom, and you'll even be able to go over my coaching handbook. We can go over so many different things to make you successful in real estate. But Armando, how come there's quite a few who are signing up, but I'm offering it to everyone, and there's so many agents who say, I need help, and then they don't go and do that sign up? What is it about newer agents that are making them so afraid to succeed?
I think it's a little bit of, there's so much information out there that it's like drinking from a fire hose.
Yes.
So my advice would be pick one. Yeah. Because honestly, everything works. If you do everything 100%, you'll get a customer. That's so right. Don't worry about, there's so much to learn. Park benches. Tony Robbins. Oh, this, that, Mike Ferry. Choose one. Yeah. Choose one. And if you have the opportunity to get a free hour from Brad, write down your questions, write down so you suck him dry for that hour, and then call him up. So many people, they just want to be entertained. Like, this happens to me a lot. A lot of people just want to sit there and be entertained.
Yes.
And I go, listen, why don't you come with some questions other than just hoping that I, enlighten you? You'll get more out of it.
And guys, I'm going to give you some advice. When I first got into real estate, I didn't have a me to go to. I didn't really quite know what to do. So the Brad that I just showed that picture of decided to call all the top agents from all different companies where I'm from. And I just introduced myself and I said, hi, my name's Brad. You don't know me, but you're going to, because I just got into real estate and I'd like to take you to lunch and just pick your brain. Because I knew that they had to eat, right? They had to eat. And why not let me take them to lunch, get to know what makes them tick? And, most agents, if you talk to them, the high profile, the most successful agents, they do a lot of things that are different, but they do a lot of things that are the same. One of them is eat lunch. They eat lunch pretty quickly, but you can ask them whatever questions you want. And we're all here to help each other. So just do whatever you can, figure out what you want to do to make yourself successful. And if it's even finding 5 different, real estate coaches, and they all offer one free hour, milk all of us.
Well, I don't want to detract from your program, but
no, I love you. I love you.
I would just copy whatever Brad does. Don't even listen to what he says. Oh, is it the postcard he sent? Yeah. Put your face on it.
And I give it to you.
Put your face on it. Is this his social media?
That's it.
Copy it. Yeah. The beauty of our business is it's so easy to copy and replicate.
Don't try and reinvent the wheel. And Armando will tell you, and I listen to Armando's stuff all the time, and I look at his Facebook all the time, and he looks at mine. And the one thing that Armando and I, neither one of us do, we don't talk about politics. We don't really talk about religion, and we don't say anything negative, because you know why? We are real estate agents. We are here to help our clients, and we are here to make a living for our families. And I got to tell you, nobody should care what my beliefs are when it comes, especially politically. Don't shoot yourself in the foot, because I made over $80,000 2 years ago because I was a guy at the gym I was working out with, and he said to me, Brad, I have an agent and he works at your company, but he's always telling me horrible things about the guy I'm voting for. And he calls me stupid and he thinks he's funny, and I don't want to pay him. I don't want to put any money in his pocket. Now, I never told him my political beliefs. So I smile and I listen, and he ended up using me. Why? Because I only talk about business when people are talking to me about business. Very few people know any
On a side note, how happy are you to go back to Equinox?
Oh, I can't wait. Love it. So excited. That, and I also do Pilates. That's another thing. Armando and I would see each other at the gym at 6, 7 in the morning. Why? Because we care about how we look and because how we look is how we feel. So you have to have some really good, exercise and really feel good in your mind about who you are so you can give back to your clients.
I think that out of everything we talked about today, I think having enough energy to do any business is critical. Right. So if your health is not good, your nutrition is not good, you're not disciplined going to the gym every day, you're at a disadvantage, and I'm sure you felt this way, Brad. Sometimes I don't want to be there at 6:30 in the morning. No. But it's like your routine. You get there, you move, you get a sweat, and it's amazing how. And I have found that people that train, and it's nothing to say people that train at night, but people that train early in the morning, I tend to connect with them better. They're more professionals.
They get more done, yeah.
Because after hours, they have kids, they have different. So I'm sure like you, I've gotten deals out of training early in the morning.
Of course.
And being in the locker room, talking to these people. So pick a time that you like, and even if it is evening time, and go all the time at that time. Make that be one of your spheres of influence.
Yeah, for sure. That which really is, and I'm glad. Maybe we'll talk about more about that next time. But everywhere you go, everybody you meet is part of your sphere of influence. That's just how it is. They do the things that you do. You run into them. They're part of your sphere of influence, and you make them. You make it. You build your business and you build your base. And again, guys, go to ATREpodcast.com, sign up for 1 free hour of coaching. I would love to work with you. You can get my free book. It's I Want to See You Thrive, Not Survive. I want to see you thrive, not survive.
Yeah, take Brad up on that. That's great. And again, if you need to renew your license or get a license,
go to Armando.
Hit us up at therealtyacademy.com. I'd love to help you in any way I can.
And he's actually absolutely amazing. My wife took from him, passed
one of my star pupils.
Yeah. Passed the class, loves him. And I did my broker's classes with him. I just need to now take the test. It's only been a year since I redid it again.
We'll refresh you and then you'll get that.
That's it. And we're going to do that. But I really enjoy talking to you, Armando. And I find you to be, just a really great guy. And I'm happy to be in the same business with you. And if you know anyone who wants to buy or sell real estate or even, take their classes, go call Armando. Go to the Realty Academy.
We try to leave some of those awards for the rest of us. I think you got too many awards there.
Oy vey, I'll tell you, I like them. I'm glad they gave me this office. But you know what I like more is seeing our clients smile, seeing my family, being able to eat is pretty nice too.
Amen. All right, Brad, thanks for having me on. And
thank you guys. Have an attitude of gratitude. And that's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Many of my podcast listeners have become my coaching clients. If you'd like to be a coaching client, go to my website at www.atrepodcast.com and sign up for your free 30-minute coaching evaluation at www.atrepodcast.com. And as my dad would always say, have an attitude of gratitude.